Hey guys, welcome to Low Carb 360. My name is Jay. On today's video, we're making chile rellenos. This recipe has two parts. In the first part, I'll show you how to make the sauce that goes with the chilies. Then I'll show you how to prepare the chilies. This recipe is great for the upcoming holidays, so I hope you guys will make this one. It is very delicious and I think you guys will really enjoy it. Let's get started. Okay, so here we have our tomatoes, and I am going to cut the tomato by placing like a T at the tip, and I'm going to show you why we do this, but it makes it easier to peel off. So that's what you want to do, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut the T in all of these. Place the tomatoes in a pot of boiling water. Okay, at this point you want to remove the tomatoes because as you can see, they're starting to peel back. That's why we made those little T's at the tip. So you want to go ahead and remove it because it's ready to be peeled. In this step, we will place the tomatoes in a cold water bath and allow it to cool. Next, we're going to blend the tomatoes. Now we're going to make our simple sauce. So here I have the tomatoes, I have onions, 1 green chili, crushed garlic, salt, black pepper, cumin, and oregano. Okay, so I've added the oil to the pan, and now I'm going to add the onions. I'm going to add the garlic and the pepper. And I want this to cook until the onions are lightly brown but not burnt. So I'm going to go ahead and let that process happen, and I will be right back to move on to the next step. Now the onions are ready. I'm going to add the salt, black pepper, a little cumin, and the oregano. Give it a stir. Now I'm going to add the tomato sauce. I'm going to add a little bit of water, and we're gonna let our sauce cook. Okay, so our sauce is done. I'm just gonna give it a quick blend, and we're gonna set this aside while we make the chile relleno. Okay, so before we start roasting the peppers, I cut the pepper, and I'm gonna remove the seeds because this will be easier to do before we start roasting the pepper, just because it's more sturdy. So I kind of cut a T, take a spoon and remove the seeds. Try to remove as much as you can. You want to get these seeds removed. Okay, and just try to get out as much of the seeds as you can. You're not going to be able to get all of the seeds out, which is fine, but I just try to remove as much as I can. Okay, so now you can see what it looks like, and this is how I am going to roast it, like this. So then once it's finished roasting, you can then stuff the cheese in there, and it's easier to do it while the pepper is still solid. Okay, now I'm going to take just a little drop of olive oil and put it on the pepper. I'm going to take the pepper and kind of rub the olive oil on the pepper, and this is just going to make it easier to roast on the stove. So I'll do that with all the peppers that I have. And let's start roasting. I'm gonna let this char on both sides, and you want to have it on a high flame. Now, if you don't have a stove where you can do this on the stove, you can also roast it in the oven, and there'll be directions to do that on my website. So I'm just gonna flip these carefully, and you see all those charred marks. That's what you want to get, and you want the whole pepper to be covered with them. Okay, and then we'll move on to the next step. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the peppers that we just roasted on the stove, and put them in the bowl like this. And now we want to sweat the peppers. So I'm going to use the saran wrap, and I'm just going to cover the bowl tightly so that the peppers can sweat, and it'll make it easier for us to peel the peppers. Okay, and let's move on to the next step. So it's time for us to clean the peppers. Okay, so what I do is I take the pepper, put it in a separate bowl, and I'm just going to carefully remove the charred area with a spoon, and it scrapes off with the spoon. Be careful not to tear the pepper. It really comes off really well with the spoon. Your whole house is going to smell like roasted peppers. You're going to love this recipe. Okay, so these are what the peppers look like after I've cleaned them. And I'm going to go ahead and set this aside while I beat the batter for the peppers. Okay, so I've separated the egg yolks from the egg whites. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to whisk the egg whites into stiff peaks, and then we'll combine it with the yolks. The egg whites are stiff peaks, as you can see. Give it a spin. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. Then I'm going to pour the egg yolks into the egg whites. I'm just going to fold this in like this till your mixture is a uniform color. And this is going to be our batter for the peppers. As you can see, it's uniformed, and that's exactly how we want the color to be. Time to stuff the peppers. I have some Monterey Jack cheese, and I'm just going to open the pepper and put the cheese in there. I'm just going to use 2 pieces. Do the same with the next one. Okay, so we just add the cheese, and now we're going to roll the pepper in our batter. The pepper here, I'm going to put it in the batter like this and just roll it in the batter until it's nicely covered like this, and then I'm just going to lay it in the oil. You let it fry until it has a nice golden color, and then we're going to flip. So now it's time to flip the pepper, so you want to be very careful and turn it over, flip it over like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other pepper. And that's yummy goodness, guys. I'm telling you, it's yummy goodness. Okay, so I'll let this brown on the other side, and then I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Now I'm going to take the pepper and lay it on the sauce, because this is how it's served. Next, I'm going to top this with a little cilantro. And that, my dear friends, is Chile Relleno. Okay, so let me cut this and show you guys what this is like inside. Look at that melted cheese, guys. Yummy goodness. Okay guys, so that's it. That's the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.